Look, the game last night was another one. There was a couple of special defensive performances yesterday. I witnessed one at St Mary's. Leicester City's against Liverpool last night to hold on for a victory, I thought was absolutely fantastic. They had a right back and a midfielder, central midfielder playing at centre half. They've had so many defensive injuries. Their manager, Brendan Rodgers, under pressure, taking on his former side as well. And again, look, all the games over the Christmas period, all the arguments over fitness and injuries, etc., etc. I think actually we've been treated to some great games so far, and hopefully more to come as well. But it was a special result and a great victory for Rodgers and Leicester.
Great night at the King Power. I thought Ndidi and Amati, being thrown together as two centre halves. I thought Kasper Schmeichel again, he was absolutely outstanding. The penalty save, some of the other saves that he made in the game, and that back four unit as a whole, I thought they displayed really good courage because they were under pressure. Remember, Liverpool had 63% possession. They had the lion's share of possession. They had 21 shots, and only 4 of them were on target. So it just shows how hard, not just the back four and Kasper, but the midfield three. Again, Chowdhury not played an awful lot of football. Sumer, Maddison had to work hard out of possession where you like to get him on the ball. But I think the star of the night, it's got to be said, was Kieran Dewsbury-Hall. I thought he was unbelievable. What he did with Trent Alexander-Arnold, putting him to task, running him and saying... And actually, Trent didn't have the speed and the durability to stay with him at times, and he just kept on running away from him. And the bravery shown in possession to get the bull by the horns and get hold of the ball and drive into spaces, it really, really did. It relieved the pressure from the back four and the goalkeeper, but also it gave Liverpool a lot of problems down that left-hand side.
Yeah, this is a player emerging in the Premier League, spent time at Luton Town, learning his craft in the EFL, 24 years old. I think he's actually older than Trent Alexander-Arnold. So, an older player, but not that level of Premier League experience. And I think he's impressed a lot of people in that midfield for Leicester City so far this season.
Don't forget, Hugh, he played for Blackpool as well.
Oh, yeah.
He played for the Seasiders. He had a few games there in League One the season before. But yeah, he did well at Luton last year, got a lot of games, and that will give you the confidence playing like 30-odd games in the Championship where the standard is good, the quality is high, and the amount of games you have to play. You have to grow into a man, and you understand what men's football is all about, and that will have done in the world of good. And then obviously he's come back this season. He's trying to get himself in the team, trying to get a run of games, and if he continues to perform like that, I mean, I can't see him not getting a lot of opportunities this season, especially with what you said, Brendan Rodgers having a lot of injuries to deal with. He will get the nod after that performance.
And maybe some more injuries as well. James Maddison going off, I think it was his calf. Jamie Vardy clutching at his hamstring as well. Look, Liverpool last night, I think it was sad to see the reaction of some of the Liverpool fans. And I get where they're coming from. I'm going to talk about it a little bit later on, feeling like every single point dropped. You Manchester City feel like they're another mile ahead in terms of this title race. What went wrong for Liverpool last night? Because for me, I just think it was poor finishing. I actually think they played and created a lot of chances.
They did. I thought they played well. And as a manager, I'm sure Jurgen Klopp would be looking at that and thinking, we've played well. But in that final third, that's where the boys get paid the big bucks. They just misfired a little bit last night. And, the chance that Mane had, 9 times out of 10, he scores that goal. I think the penalty, you have to give credit. It wasn't. I keep on hearing people say it was a miss. It was a good save by Kasper. He read the situation. He read which way he was going to go. He made the save. The follow-up, you've got to say, Mo Salah would be disappointed that he didn't put that under the crossbar. But they had chances. They had situations, and they just picked out the wrong opportunity, the wrong pass, or the final ball, or the decision making in that final third wasn't quite where Liverpool have set their standards, and that's why they were unable to score a goal. And then when the penalty save happened, I think that lifted the crowd. The King Power come to life, and they thought, you know what, this could be our night. The team that they've put together, a lot of them players wouldn't play if they had everyone fit. And I thought the substitutions that Brendan made at the right times, you look at the impact that Lookman had, and as a coach, you say to a player when you're ready to put him on the pitch, it was he came on 56 minutes, he scored on 59. You put him on and you say, affect the game in a positive way. Bring us something, show me what you've got. And as soon as he got on the ball, straight away he looked confident. He twisted Trent inside out. Then, not only that, for the goal, I loved the goal because it wasn't just about the finish. It was about the initial getting on the ball, having the confidence to get on the ball when you're being marked, getting your body in the way. He had a little twist and a turn. He played the ball to Dewsbury Hall, but then that's the part that I liked, because he wasn't just happy to play the ball and think, oh yeah, I've done okay there. He went and had the desire to go and run in beyond and try and get on the next phase of that play, and he did. He got the ball back from Dewsbury Hall, had a little wiggle, saw the near post wasn't being covered, and put it in. And I thought it was a great fit. Could have been defended better. I thought Trent, you can't mark a man from wrong side. In that transition, when the ball's played, he must open his body up and make sure he matches Lookman step for step and make sure he stays goal side. He doesn't do that. And that's where I think that was a huge mistake, and which led to the goal.
So many things we can take out of that. I'd love to talk about where Lookman should end up. Of course, on loan from RB Leipzig at Leicester City. But as you bring up Trent Alexander-Arnold, it's strange because he plays so well, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yeah. But a lot of the joy was down the Liverpool's right, if you like, his side of the pitch. Lookman, in particular, when he came on, it's an interesting one because he's so good. You know, so many people say that he's underrated. He should be starting every single game for England. But then you see, and I saw them this morning on the way in, the tweets of people saying, well, what about his defending? And you highlight it there. Where is Trent Alexander-Arnold for you? Trent
Alexander-Arnold is a great player. I mean, when you talk about his creativity, he's scored 2 and assisted 10 goals already this season. I mean, them stats alone, them numbers alone are absolutely superb. But you can't have everything. If you're going to ask him to be so creative and be so clinical in that final third going forward, you can't expect him then to do the defensive work like maybe a Kyle Walker would. You can't have it both ways because it's humanly not possible. So I think it's a problem, and Klopp needs to find a solution for that. But you certainly want him in your team, and I agree. I think, you know, for Gareth Southgate, what he brings to that final third with his passing, his creativity, his quality of his crosses into the box, you need to try and find a place to get him in the team, especially when you've got Harry Kane, who's one of the best headers of the ball in the Premier League, in your side. I think Gareth Southgate has got to try and find a way to get him into that England side.